Welcome to the fourth tutorial of the chat app built on Kotlin series. And so far what we have done is that we have registered the users, and now what we will do is we will display the users. Okay, so without wasting further any time, let's just get right into it. So we can just make this data class users. Okay, and what information do we need to fetch? We need to fetch username, user ID, and all that. So we need user ID, and we have to make sure that the spellings of the variables that we have given here are similar to these spellings. Otherwise, because these are basically the keys, right? So we cannot access those keys in the Firestore database if we in our model class we have the different spellings. So just be careful. User ID, status, image URL, username, and user email. Also, we will just do the parsable implementation because we need this later when we are sending information from one activity to another. So we need that. And also one thing that you have to remember is when you're fetching data from Firestore, then you need an empty constructor. That's how we do it in Java, but here you can just add these equal to and empty semicolons, because if we don't do that, then Firestore will not be able to fetch the values saved in these keys. Okay, and also these are not null. Okay, done. Now we will come to our adapter, I think, and we can just create an adapter and name it as user adapter, and this is going to extend to recycler view dot adapter user holder. Obviously I'm going to create user holder here, so view holder. Okay, so what do we got here? We'll just take one list, list of users, list of, and this users came from the model class, and private var listener that we are going to create later. On user, okay, I'm just going to just leave that for now. All view layout inflator from parent.context inflate user list item, parent and false, and this R has to be imported. Return user holder is going to take view in, and obviously this will show an error, but don't worry about it. List of user size, and we can do return. Okay. So let's just go in the so what do we got? We got name, the type is text view, item view, find view by ID, username, wall image profile, circular image view, status image view, okay. So let's import it. Also take an interface while we are at it, so we can create this, because when we click on something, then fun on user selected, we want to send the position, and we want to send the whole model of the selected user. Okay. User click listener. Okay, we will work on this method later in the user fragment when we are there. Okay, so no need to worry about it. Set list, set user list, list of users is going to take this list and notify data set changed. Okay, so now we will work on where it is being used. Yeah, we have to give this a new name. Yeah, let's come here. Wall users, list of users, and we will pass the position of adapter in it. While name users dot username. So right now we have registered users only with their first name, but later if the user updates his or her name to like more than first name, then in the layout where the users are going to appear here, we don't want the whole name to take a place, right? So we want to like split the username, like only show the first name even though there is a last name available. We only want to show the image and first name of the user. So holder profile name, set text, it's going to take in name. Now obviously for the user status, we have not, like, we have to work on the Firestore code. So else offline status, okay, glide with item view context, load user's image URL into holder dot image profile. Let's just import it, and at the same time holder item view set on click listener is going to take listener is not null on user selected position and users. Okay, done. So this is it for the adapter code, and obviously we will come to this later. Now we will just go to the user repository, and here we will take some variable private latenate Firestore let's just create one util class so that we can reuse it later and later. So the reason we use companion object is that think we don't have to like initialize it, or we have to initialize it just once. Okay, so let's just take Firebase auth get instance. So whoever is logged in, we are storing that ID of that person, whoever is logged in, right? Auth current user is not null, because if they are logged in, then what it has to do is it has to store the ID of that person and simply return that ID. So if we use this here, we can use this anywhere in our project, then it will always return the ID of the person who is logged in. Okay, now let's create a method here. Fun get users, So we are getting the list of the user, but it's the live data users. This function is returning live data list of users. Users mutable live data. Mutable live data means we can edit that, the list of that. Okay, Firestore collection users, add snapshot listener. If exception is not null, return add snapshot listener. Wall users list, mutable list of users, snapshot. Documents are not null for each. All user document to object. And what object is that? That is of our model class. Now here's the catch. If I am logged in, then I don't want myself to appear in the users list, all of the other users who have an account on this app, right? I want to miss myself from that list, right? I want to less myself from that list. So if user ID equals to utils get user logged in. Okay, well, let's just do that. So if the user, all the user IDs that are not equal to the user who is actually logged in, then add that users into our list, right? I hope that makes sense. All the user who are not same as the user who has logged in, add them to the list. So that way only I will be left out, but all the other users will be displayed. Okay, users dot value, because this is a mutable live data list, so we can add that list into and return users. Okay, so this is what we have done, and we can simply go to our view model now. And we will take here a variable users repo means user repository. Okay, we'll just create a simple method here, fun get users, that will return live data list of users, and we will simply call the method that we had created in our repository. Simple, getting all users. Now we will just come to our home fragment. because our main activity is connected to our home fragment, that is why. And what we will do is we will first of all change it to data binding. So let's just take some variables. Recycler view, let init, adapter, okay, user adapter actually, let init, user view model, chat app view model, and we will take here let init binding and fragment home binding. Okay, and one more thing while we are at it, what we want is that one thing I need to get rid of is that action bar, because we will work on that in the later tutorial. Daylight, no action bar. No action bar. Okay, going back to our home fragment, simply putting the binding here. Okay, home binding, let's just change this so it does not conflict with others. Okay, data binding util.inflate. Okay, this is good. Return home binding root. Now let's just start to on view created. What do we need here? We need our view model first. So user view model provider, this get chat app view model, and that's all. Obviously we will initialize our adapter here also. So user adapter is going to take nothing, and binding. Okay, what should I do? Yeah, let's just get some layout manager. Linear layout manager, horizontal, false. Okay, now let's just initialize our recycler view. RV users, I'm just going to change the name of it. Okay, RV users, find view by ID, I think. No, RV users, and we will set layout manager is going to be is equal to layout manager users. I have to change this name. Okay, now we'll just come to view model, user view model, get users, observer. So simply we are going to take RV users, and adapter is going to be user adapter, and user adapter is going to take set users list, this list. And with this, hopefully our tutorial comes to an end and our users get loaded and get displayed. So we are waiting for our app to be launched and displayed. So the app is going to be launched anytime. And we have to log in to see. Okay, so let's just log in with Sam. Okay, so you see here all the users are getting displayed here, right? And you must be wondering that where did these images come from. So I'll just tell you how. So here all the users are here, right? So one by one I went in and I like clicking on this key, I added the images, right? But this is just for demonstration purposes. What happens is when we register the user, they have that placeholder image that we had placed here, right? This image, just a simple image. Okay, I hope it gets loaded. So yeah, this image is the placeholder image for all the users that make an account, right? But obviously for demonstration purposes I wanted to show you different images here. But what you can do is, like, whenever one user logs in, when the app is completely developed, they can go and upload their own picture, right? That functionality is going to be there, and then whoever logs in and updates their image will get updated here as well. But right now obviously we are in the early stages of the tutorial, so that is why I had added these images beforehand here one by one individually, just to show that okay, we have, we have the users list. So now it is getting swiped beautifully. And also one more thing, if you notice, I have logged in with Sam and Sam is not here, right? So if for example Jason logs in, then Jason is not going to be in this list, but all others are going to be in this list. Okay, so let's work on, in the next tutorial maybe let's work on like here the logout functionality and yeah, all that thing. Okay, thank you for watching.